Hey guys, so today I'm going to be making shrimp scampi. So I went ahead and heated my skillet, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This is extra virgin, and my skillet is on like around medium, high medium. So I'm just going to eyeball 2 tablespoons. You kind of have an idea of how much that is. So you want 2 tablespoons, let that warm up, and then you want to put 2 tablespoons of butter, unsalted. So I'm going to cut me 2 tablespoons, which is about that much. So once the olive oil warms up, I'm going to put my butter in there. Now the reason why I decided to make shrimp scampi is because I'm tired of making Indian food. I just want to make something different now. I just put the butter in, and that's how it's looking like. Now with butter, you have to be careful by not cooking the butter for too long, because butter can burn, and burnt butter tastes gross, in my opinion. So, just waiting for all the butter to melt. Okay, once that's done, I'm going to lower the heat to medium, because like I said, I don't want it to burn. And then I'm going to put in one chopped onion. And you're probably thinking, why chopped onion? Like, most people don't have onion in their shrimp scampi, but this is how I like to do it. And it still tastes really good. So it's 1 large onion that I finely diced. I'm just going to let the oil/butter mix cook the onion until the onion turns translucent. That's how you know if the onion is cooked. And I'm going to raise the temperature a little bit, or else we'll be sitting here forever. Okay, so while that's cooking, I like my shrimp scampi with rice as opposed to spaghetti or whatever. So usually I cook for myself, so I only need a cup of rice, which is more than enough for me to last 3 or 4 days. So this is a cup of raw rice. I've already measured it out, and then what I do is, and I always make perfect rice. Get myself a big pot like this, pour in my rice, and then I'm going to wash the rice 5 or 10 times until the water becomes crystal clear. And what that does, it helps the rice be not as sticky and just more perfect, in my opinion. Okay, so I'm going to let that onion cook on medium-high, and you guys can see me wash my rice. Okay, I think that's enough. So, usually when cooking rice, the general rule is for every cup of rice, you add in half a cup of water. No, 1.5 cup of water. However, if you washed your rice in warm water, there's already water in there. So instead of 1 cup to 1.5 cups of water, I do 1 cup of rice to 1 cup of water. This is smelling good. Okay, so now I'm just going to measure out maybe 1.25 cup of water. Okay. Then, after you add in the appropriate amount of water, you're going to turn the heat on to high, and you're going to wait for the water to boil. Okay, so my onions are looking more translucent. Show you guys how this looks like. So, as you guys can see, they're not as white anymore, they're more translucent. So right now I'm going to add my chopped garlic. I chopped about 5 cloves of garlic, finely chopped. Okay, put you back right over here. Okay, so I'm gonna put my garlic in. And the reason why I put my garlic after the onions cook is because the garlic will cook faster than the onion, and then you can have burnt garlic and uncooked onion, and that's like the worst combination ever. So now I can smell that raw garlic aroma. It smells so good. I'm going to lower the temperature because, like I said, you have to be careful not to burn the garlic. Once it starts getting like medium brown, like you're done. Okay, so now I'm going to sprinkle in some crushed red peppers. So however much you can handle, that's what you should put in. So for me, that's how much I put in. So just stir that nicely. Okay, so right now my rice it hasn't boiled yet. The water hasn't boiled yet. So it's still going to stay at high right now. Okay. Smells good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, well, what I did before, I bought obviously raw shrimp with the tails on. You don't have to buy the one with the tails on. I prefer the tail on because I think it gives it more flavor, gives the sauce more flavor, and I like shrimp tail. I don't know why. And then I sprinkled in some black pepper powder, just black pepper, not powder, black pepper, salt, and a little curry powder, so it looks like that. And I mixed it really well. And I'm going to add that into my onion/garlic mix. In just a moment. Now you want to cook the onion, like after you add the garlic in, you want to cook it for an additional 3 to 4 minutes on about medium heat. Making sure to stir constantly. Okay, so my rice water has boiled. So now I'm going to lower the temperature all the way to the lowest setting possible. And then I'm going to cover my rice dish as much as possible. So like, you don't want the gas to come out. So this lid does not match the pot, but it still covers everything. So you see that none of the steam is coming out. So yeah, it's on low, the maximum low it can go to. And then we're gonna cook that for like an additional 10 minutes. I actually don't know the exact time. I just keep an eye on it and see when all the water has evaporated. Okay, so now my onions and garlic look really good. They kind of turned brown, not the garlic but the onions slightly. I'll show you guys how that looks like. So this is how it looks like. Now I am going to add my raw shrimp into this. So again, the raw shrimp was pre-seasoned with salt, black pepper, and garlic powder. Not garlic powder, I meant curry powder. Now you're only going to cook the shrimp for maybe like 3 or 4 minutes. Once the shrimp turns pink, that's when you know it's cooked. Mine were still a little cold, so it might take a little bit longer. Oh my god, it smells good. Now when you're buying your shrimp, make sure it's raw. Like, don't buy that pre-cooked shrimp stuff. It does not work. Like, it doesn't give you that shrimp flavor, because once it's pre-cooked, all of that shrimp flavor has already oozed out when they cooked it initially. So that's why I always buy raw shrimp, so you get that authentic shrimp flavor. It smells so good. Okay, I'm going to increase in temperature. And because I added the curry powder, I might have put like maybe 1 tablespoon. It looks like this. It's already slightly yellow. So it's still raw. I'll give it another 2-3 minutes, something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna raise it to more of a high than medium, because I guess the shrimp wasn't thawed all the way. It's not cooking as fast as I thought it would. Now, if you're entertaining and having guests over, I wouldn't recommend the shrimp tail because it's a choking hazard, first of all. I remember when I was maybe in middle school or high school, my mom used to make shrimp curry like all the time, right? And she would keep the shrimp tail on just for me because I love chewing on the shrimp tail. Well, one day, I guess I was eating fast or something, and I ended up choking on the shrimp tail, and then it got stuck in my throat for literally a week. It would not like go down. It was just lodged in there. And it was so bad where I couldn't even lie down because it was pushing up against my airway. And so I had to go to the doctor, and like she told me to eat like a lot of bread and very bulky stuff like banana, and she made me take some other medicine. And finally the shrimp tail, I was able to digest it. Like it went down. And it's kind of messy to eat if you have shrimp tail, you know. This is smelling so good. Okay, so now the sauce is coming to a boil. So I've lowered the temperature, and my shrimp is turning pink, which tells me it's cooked. You don't want to overcook shrimp or it becomes very rubbery. And you don't want that. Okay. So now I'm going to check on my rice. So what I do is I just lift the lid, see how much water is in there. There's a lot of water. So I'm going to increase the temperature to more between low and medium to help evaporate that water. Okay, so my shrimp is pretty much cooked. It's been about 4 or 5 minutes now. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pour this entire mixture in another pot. Turn the heat off. Oh shit. Oh my god, I just dropped my camera.